Hello and welcome to a new video. In today's video, we're going to take a look at Primal Groudon. And we're going to have a team here that I stole from someone I battled against. I'm not too sure if this is a team from someone else as well. But yeah, I stole this team. I had no idea about this team, and I like the idea behind it, and that's why I kind of want to try it out. We're going to have, of course, here very, very popular Pokemon. We have like Pokemon that you're going to see here all the time. But we're going to have a little bit of a strategy behind this team as well here. We're going to have the lead of that Groudon, and Groudon is such an insanely strong Pokemon in this meta. This Pokemon has access to the buffed version of Dragon Tail, of course, and Dragon Tail with that buff is such a good fast move, allowing you to generate energy is so much faster. But not only this, you're going to be able to get to that Pressure's Blade, as far as I know, after just 5 fast moves. And that is super, super fast for a move that does so much damage. And so the Primal Groudon is such an overpowered Pokemon here. Having so much pressure in this team itself was so amazing for me. I absolutely went positive with this team by quite a bit, so I would really recommend here if you want to climb, this team works out quite well as a team that doesn't require Gyarados. I still think that Gyarados is by far the best Pokemon you can use in this meta. I do still think that, because I think defensively Gyarados has so much to offer, which the other ones can't, but we already showcased Gyarados as well on the channel here. Speaking of Gyarados, there it is. So yeah, this is generally my opinion. I think this is a team that you absolutely can run if you want to climb. This team definitely going to be able to gain you some good points, but I still do think that the team that I built around Gyarados is most likely even stronger than this one here, which doesn't mean that this team is bad at all. I just think that Gyarados is by far the most overpowered Pokemon in this meta. Primal Groudon is, in my opinion, number 2 though. The Primal Groudon is, in my opinion, a number 2 Mega/Primal Pokemon that you can run. This Pokemon is absolutely insane. It has so much fast move and charge move pressure. We're going to see here the Pressure's Blade just one-shotting a Palkia, even though that is going to be just a neutral hit. And we see already the Ho had enough, and we can move on to the next one. What do you do against Mega Gyarados in the lead? Ideally, you kind of would like to catch a move. You can go for 3 fast moves and swap. Here I go for 5 and then go for the Fire Punch bait, because this could be a Pressure's Blade now at this point. The opponent decides to use a shield and I can swap out of here, and I am going to be able to get out the opponent's Dialga. This is perfect because I can go for the Ice Burn in time. This Ice Burn is going to do so much damage, or gonna get the shield. We're gonna get basically the KO against the opponent. We can shield here, and with that we're now going to have the perfect alignment, as the opponent's Gyarados is going to be aligned against our Zacian, and we're going to still have that Groudon for whatever else we want to have it for. Crunch is coming through here. We are still going to be able, we're nearly going to be able to go for the Fusion Flare there as well, and we're going to see here as well that the Gyarados is coming in. We are going to be able to just, let the Aqua Tail go through. I am going to go for that close combat here very, very soon. I have to take another hit from the opponent first. This is going to be the Aqua Tail again coming through. I can go for the close combat now, trying to pressure the opponent's Gyarados. We are going to be in a very, very good spot here. We're going to get the shield from the opponent, as it's going to be a CMP die, and this means I can just keep that shield for the Primal Groudon. And I can even go ahead and just overfarm a ton of energy here. Use, of course, that shield against the Aqua Tail, but I can go for 2 fast moves and then go for the Fire Punch. And the opponent is going to swap out into their Mewtwo. What this means is I have to get up basically to, what's called like to 2 moves at the same time. As we will see here, the Size are coming through. We're going to be able to still take it. We had 100 energy. That means I am going to be able to go for that Fire Punch against the Mewtwo, take this Pokemon out, and go for the Pressure's Blade in order to get that KO against the opponent's Gyarados, winning us this battle here again. Groudon showcasing the power this Pokemon has. And of course, we're not the only ones who know about the power of that Groudon. Primal Groudon against us is going to be even best buddied, which is going to make this Pokemon even stronger. To be fair, we currently have the Shadow Groudon right there. If you want to purify one of those, you can use it as a Pokemon here as a Groudon as well for the Mega Master as a Primal Groudon. You of course need the, I think it's energy. Yeah, it's for Mega, it's the energy, like the Primal Groudon energy in order to get this Pokemon. But you can just purify it and you should be kind of alright there. But as you're going to see here, we are going to be able to go for another Fire Punch. This is going to be ideal. This is going to allow us to get some nice damage in. And as we will see here, we're going to have now the no shit coming in. Iron Head is going to allow us to get them kind of low. but like the Gyarados are gonna load, but we're gonna still be able to go into our Zacian here, and they're gonna have the Melmetal in the back. And what we will see here is we have two Pokemon. They're going to have super effective coverage against that Steel typing, and so we're gonna be in such a good spot. DrGreenMustache is coming through. We have a close combat that is going to connect now against the opponent. This is going to be able to get the first shield, but we're going to still have, of course, another close combat start. This is going to allow us to actually just knock out this Melmetal. That is a non-step close combat. We have so much pressure on this team. All of our Pokemon having super hard-hitting moves and a lot of attack on it. It's literally just their powerhouses on our team so far. Next up, we're going to have here the Zekrom, the support straight away into Zacian, and that is going to be a very good matchup for us, so I'm not too sad about this here. They have to go for a close combat in order to do some good damage against us, which they do here as well. But this allows us now to put them into Fire Punch range, and that's why I decided to not go for a charge move earlier, because now with a close combat debuff, a Fire Punch is going to be enough to knock them out. And I still can keep another Pressure's Blade here for whatever's in the back. In this case, it's going to be the Gyarados. And in this case, we are going to be in a very, very solid position here again. You will see here that they are going to be able to knock us out here soon. I could force the shield. I'm going to actually go for the shield and force that final shield from the opponent with this charge move here, which I think is the right play, because now I still have the option to just go into my Zacian. Zacian has access to the move of close combat in order to knock them here. But it's going to be interesting, because what we will see here actually is that the opponent goes for the Aqua Tail and they sub out into the Zekrom. I'm not too sure if we're going to be able to knock out the Zekrom though, but we have two moves stored, and I know that we should be able to win the CMP tie with our Pokemon, but it was already the CMP tie here. So like I wanted to kind of go for the close combat back-to-back, but I wasn't allowed to do that. And now I have to go for the full farm here with my Kyurem. But this is still alright, because the Ice Burn is coming through again. The Ice Burn is going to allow us to get a lot of damage onto the opponent. And so we can go ahead, let the move go. The crunch is coming through, and we can go for that full farm down against the opponent. They only have 1 HP left. We still have all 3 of our Pokemon, now only 2, but it doesn't really matter, because a 1 Dragon Tail is all it takes, and we can move on to the next opponent. Where Zacian is going to await us, and we're going to have the Palkia coming in, and we're going to stop out of here into the Kyurem. We try to get to the move, but it's actually okay if we are not successful with it. Well, we are very likely going to be forced to go for 2 shields here. What we're going to be able to do is we're going to end up with a ton of energy on this Pokemon. And energy on this Pokemon means that you're going to have a lot of pressure against the opponent's Pokemon. And with a Zacian coming in here, I'm fairly certain that the Zacian doesn't really want to take the Fusion Flare. And this is the main idea behind the team. I was talking a little bit about it earlier, but now we can talk a little bit more about it. Basically, our idea behind this team is to try to utilize that sub of the Kyurem there, in order to bait out Pokemon from like the Steel type, for example, which we maybe don't want to face too much with. I guess it's kind of okay with the Zacian in the back as well, but you kind of want to bait them out because they don't want to face the Fire type of our lead there, the Fire type of the Primal Groudon. And so we kind of thought like this would be kind of a cool idea behind this team. That's why I kind of want to copy this team as well. Of course, it's not my team here still. But yeah, that was kind of the main idea, kind of trying to utilize that Kyurem with a Fire type coverage in order to deal with like Zacian as well. But as you can see in this battle, this is going to look a little bit more worse for us, as we have to still hit that close combat. We can still take a hit here. We still will be able to survive at least an Aqua Tail. I do think we have a charge move start here, which we do. With that, we are going to be able to win this battle. The opponent is going to have no chance here. This is going to be the close combat that's going to knock them out. And we're going to be able to move on to the next opponent. Mega Gyarados. Mega Gyarados here. And this is going to be an interesting Pokemon, as we're going to have here, of course, the Kyurem coming in. Kyurem White is going to take that hit, and we will see here as well that there is going to be our Zacian still for us in the back. We are going to be able to triple resist the fast move, which you see here as well. The fast move is not doing damage. But here's the thing, while we triple resist the fast move, Aqua Tail is still chunking really, really hard here. The Palkia is coming in. The Palkia is going to be able to take that hit from us, but yeah, it is looking a little bit dicey here. Like, it's going to be a bit difficult for us, as we're going to have the shield coming up for ourselves. A lot of water type coverage on the opponent's team, and they don't get to another move here. We have a ton of energy. We are going to go straight for our bait there. We're going to go straight for that Fire Punch. The opponent decides to use a shield. We can go for another Pressure's Blade here as well against the opponent. This is going to allow us to get the next shield from the opponent. I cannot stop on in time, so I'm forced to use a shield. can we still win this? It is going to be such a close matchup. We're going to have the Zacian here now taking the Awkward Tail from the opponent. They are going to go for that. They're going to knock us low with that, but not knock us out. They go into the Necrozma, and it's down now to our Zacian. I can go for the charge move. It looked like a CMP tie, but was it really a CMP tie? It was not, and this is going to be so much worse for us because now you have that pressure against us. They have a lot of pressure against us, and that Outrage is going to hurt our Groudon. We can still knock them out here, but sadly, this is not going to be a great matchup for us, but sadly, it's going to be our loss for us, as the Mega Gyarados is going to take us out. Next up, we're going to have the Mega Caesar here. That's going to be kind of cool. We can go ahead and swap out. They're going to swap out into their Palkia first. I can keep the shield here. I can go ahead and swap out here now into my own Kyurem, which can take the Awkward Tail, of course, but also has super effective coverage against the Caesar. So I'm like not in a bad spot at all. I can just go for the full farm down. I rather shield here. I know it might not be the move here. It is. Oh, actually, I'm not going to shield there because it isn't the move. True, I caught the move on the perfect timing. So like this could only be the ice, the water move there, the Awkward Tail. Sorry, it's a bit late though. The Awkward Tail, but as you can see, they're going to have the Primarina in the back, which means we have to go into our Zacian. This is going to be a very solid matchup. Still, Hydro Cannon is going to do some solid damage. It is going to be a neutral hit, and it does quite a bit more than I expected. Actually, Primarina, a very strong Pokemon. We can still take a hit here. We are going to be in an okay spot, and now we have to sub out of here and then sub out into Mega Scissor, and we have, of course, the Fire Punch spam. First one comes through, gonna get the shield. They're gonna go for the charge move. I'd rather shield up a move here because I do think we're gonna be alright against that Primarina. I can go for the Fire Punch now again. This is going to knock them out guaranteed. There's nothing they can do about it. They're going to use a shield again. I just gotta go straight because I didn't want to risk them being able to swap out later on. And now we have a Lostheart still on our other Pokemon. They swap, they just forfeit the battle, and we can move on to the next opponent. Mega Gyarados is here up against us. We can use a shield. This is going to be perfect as well for our Zacian, not so much for our Groudon. Now what we can do is we can go for a bait here. We go for the Fire Punch bait. This is gonna get the shield. I tried to swap out of here. I should have been allowed to swap out of there. I'm fairly certain I should have been allowed to swap out of there. Yeah, I definitely should have. But the game didn't let me, and that is kind of annoying because now we're actually going to be so far down behind against the opponent. So yeah, that is basically impossible for us to win now. This is going to be very, very annoying. Basically, it takes one turn to do a charge move. They need 9 turns for each Awkward Tail, and I do not think that the second one is faster. No, it definitely isn't faster. So with me going for just that, like, yeah, for me just going for my 6 fast moves total, I should have been able to swap out perfectly on the Awkward Tail into my other Pokemon there as far as I saw that. So yeah, I don't know. Here I'm going to lose this battle because of it. I feel like this was winnable if the game would have worked normally, but again, I'm not too sure if this was actually, I don't know, maybe it's just a me thing. Generally though, I have to say, this season is the first season where the game actually worked. So if you have like friends or people from the community that you know that played PvP before, that stopped because of all of the issues that PvP had, maybe get them back into the game. Because honestly, like this season is quite a lot of fun. With no one-turn lag, with no lag generally, like the game is running the way it's supposed to be running, and this is so cool to see. Like this is so cool to see. We're going to see here now, yeah, Groudon against Groudon. This is, by the way, against Traptendo, which I also, yeah, was talking to you, and we're like working together as well in the regional in Frankfurt. So shout out to you. Cool to see you here. Not too cool to see Primal Groudon here against me as well in the scenario we're in. So like, yeah, they're going to be able to very likely win this battle. Yeah, they're going to be able to even take the city still. There's nothing that I can do to really win this one. They can just even go for the Fire Punch, do that much damage. That is ridiculous. I didn't know that the Fire Punch would one-shot a Zacian, like nonetheless. Like that is wild. Honestly, I've seen a lot of people not being happy though about the current meta, and like for the Mega Master League and for like the Willpower Cup, I've seen a lot of people not being too happy with it. I do understand that. Let me know down below, are you still playing any of the leagues currently? Are you taking a break? Great League is going to be back for 2 weeks. I have a lot of Pokemon I want to showcase. I have a lot of things I want to take a look at. Definitely stay tuned for that. I have a lot of things that I definitely want to take a look at on this channel here. There's going to be top team videos coming up again as well. Again, there's a lot that you can kind of talk about, and I'm excited for the upcoming week. Hopefully you are as well. We're going to have a Fire Punch coming through here for that Groudon. This is going to allow us to get a little bit of damage. Actually, damage can be quite crucial here for this battle because we have the Ice Burn still coming through. We have to go to use a shield here. Well, yes, Ice Burn is going to be a resisted hit. It's going to be a stab move, and it's going to be a move that is doing so much damage from this Pokemon that is worth using that shield, especially with a drop chance, which we get here. Defense drop is going to be on that Primal Kyogre, which is going to be great. We have our own Zacian against the opponent's Zacian. Can we still win this battle? It's going to be close here. Behemoth Blade is coming in. We are going to be forced to go for the full farm down. And we are very, very low here at this point. They reveal, of course, there are other Pokemon that they had already as well. It is going to be that Kyurem. We have to overwhelm to the maximum amount. We're going to be able to get the KO against them. Can we still reach in that move? We shouldn't be able to, but we actually are able to because the fast move pressure didn't come through in time. There's still an inconsistency. I should have not won this battle here. So yeah, good game to the opponent. Unfortunate for that. Again, we have a horrible lead here. How do you play this? Here we went, I think, for 4 fast moves so far. This allows them, of course, to go for the Aqua Tail. I can go for 2 fast moves, go for the bait, and then swap out straight away. This is how it's supposed to work, at least. This is what I would recommend you, because you usually get the shield anyway. And I'm going to swap onto the Metagross, allowing me to go for a Fusion Flare, doing some super effective damage against them. Non-step move, but it's going to allow us to, get them at least a little bit lower, which is going to be great. As we will see as well, we're going to let the move go. And this should be into Dragon Tail range for our lead. And with the Dragon Tails coming through, we are going to be able to get up to another Pressure's Blade, kind of forcing the opponent's Gyarados here to use another shield. And when shields are down, Zacian is going to go to town with those harder hitting charge moves. We can one-shot them with a close combat, but we're also still going to have, of course, access to the other move here to kind of win this one, hopefully. But as we will see, there is going to be the Awkward here coming through. And the close combat, I wanted to go for it earlier. I felt like I was a little bit clunky there in how I played myself. But let's get to a move here. What do they have on the back? Can we still win it? It is going to be a Lugia. This is going to be a tough matchup for us. We're going to have that Fire Punch still. This is going to be now a stab move, and it's going to do some solid damage. But it's a guessing game. If they go for Aeroblast straight away, and I know shield, they win. If they go for the Fly, I win. They go for the Fly, and with that, I know I should be able to outspeed them to 3 Fire Punches, and that is going to be enough to knock out this Lugia here. We can go for another move here. And this is going to be it for this video. This is a great team to climb. Hopefully you enjoyed it. If you did, feel free to leave a like and let me know down below what you want to see next. Bye bye.